So, welcome to the Be the Best Boss video series. This one is about paying attention to what the head says, what the body says, what the heart says, and what the soul is saying, or what your spirit is saying. And so when you're the boss, when you're self-employed, or even as an employee, very often in our culture we are encouraged to listen to what the head says, to listen to the logical next step. And that seems to be the main driver for businesses, because it's all down to the bottom line. It's all about making practical choices and taking the next practical step. But we are not, as human beings, we are not machines. Yeah, we are not driven by only what the next step is and being efficient and being productive all the time. We are much more dynamic than that. And so it's important sometimes to also pay attention to how you feel in your heart, to be aware that perhaps you are in need of a break. Perhaps you need to be out in nature. Perhaps you need to rejuvenate yourself by, I don't know, having a break and reading a book or going to see a movie. Or maybe you've been working hard and it might work for you to work a little bit later, work late and then start a little bit later the next day. The heart sometimes requires something very different to what the head is asking for. And as self-employed people, or again as an employee who has a more compassionate boss, it's important to be able to have that flexibility sometimes. I know it's not practical all the time, but sometimes it's really important so that you can continue to have that productivity and that creativity that you need in your work. And then of course there's the body. And the body is, yes, it's very mechanical, but it needs to move and it needs to have variety. So being stuck in front of a computer all day, being stuck at a desk all day is not good for your body. And that impacts on your mental capacity, and it also impacts on your heart as well. So when you are at work, take regular breaks. Get up from your desk and walk around, get a drink, maybe go for a walk. Again, there's that opportunity maybe for interacting with people. I spend a lot of time on the phone, so I have a headset that means that I can be on the phone and talk to people, but also be walking around. I'm still fully focused on the call, but it gives my body the ability to just keep moving rather than just to be sat in a chair. Maybe stretch, maybe go to an exercise class at the beginning of the day or the middle of the day or the end of the day. Maybe walk to work or cycle to work, or park your car away from work so that you have to walk to and from the car. Just little things, and take a break or a walk in your lunch break. Just little things that you can do to get the body moving, and it works for the head and the heart as well. And then of course the soul, or the spirit, that we are energetic beings, and that to be aware of your environment and how that impacts on your well-being. To know that going outside and being in the fresh air, or a park or the countryside is really good for your soul. To not be working all the time, and sometimes taking a break and being able to do things that really make you feel alive and light you up from the inside. So when it comes to being a great boss, be that someone who's self-employed or someone who is an employee, and you're trying to make a stand to your boss for what is really important, to make a stand to your work environment and to say to them, look, this is really important to me for me to be able to work effectively and productively for you. To bear in mind that it's not just your mind that has to be taken into account here, but the body, the heart and the soul are all part of what makes us tick as human beings. So one of the exercises that we do in the Be the Best Boss workshops is we look at just taking a short moment to really think about what it is that your body needs, what your head needs, what your heart needs, and what your soul needs, what your spirit needs energetically. And for you to take that into account when you're planning your working day, your working week, your working month, your working year. So, love to hear your thoughts on that. Please post comments underneath. Also, this is going to be in a blog, Be Your Best Boss blog on the Potentiality Coaching website. So please post comments on that as well. And I'd love to hear what it is that you said. So I hope that's useful. And hope to see you on one of the Be the Best Boss workshops. Thanks for listening.